Good morning. Hope you're all okay. Hope you're all dealing with the heat. It's certainly been warm again, but it is summer and it's nice in a way to have it, even though some might say not, but we have a very long winter here in the UK, don't we? So it's nice to have a bit of warm weather. Okay, albeit a bit warm. We shouldn't. Yeah, well, the main thing I want to talk about this morning, and I've probably talked about this before, but it seems to be rapidly getting worse. That when people get behind the wheel, they seem to lose the plot. You know, this, I can't stop or I can't help. I've got to barge my way through. The standard of driving that I've seen in the last couple of days, well, not just the last couple of days, but it seems to have highlighted itself again, is actually appalling. You know, nobody can help anyone out. They're all barging in front of each other, sitting up behind people's backsides when you can see there's a great queue of traffic in front and you can't get anywhere. You know, you can see it. I mean, if somebody has to stop to let somebody by because there's a car on their side of the road, which, you know, over here we're supposed to give way to oncoming traffic. The look on their faces. You wave to say thank you, and you can see the disgust. I pick a lot of this up because of, you know, I pick up a lot more than, you know, Joe Public. And that's because of my neurodivergence. I kind of, you know, it's just one of those things. And you can see the horror on the faces because I've had to stop. Or, you know, I don't know. See, the way I look at it is, all you're doing is making your own life miserable and your own life more stressful by being like it. And don't forget, we all make an environment what it is. Okay, so remember that next time, you know, if you don't like the environment in, well, actually you're part of it. Now, if everyone changes their thoughts on their look on that environment, then the environment can become a nicer place. So let's remember that, and we're all part of it. But it just seems, I mean, I was sat waiting to turn, you know, to actually go across a lane of traffic. There was actually stopping at some traffic lights, and they couldn't even let me out. They couldn't even make eye contact with me. They knew what they were doing. And they knew that, oh, I'm not letting him out. Even though I'm going in the opposite direction and I won't have any effect on them whatsoever. But no. And it's getting worse, isn't it? It's rapidly getting worse. What is it? I wish somebody would explain, because my theory is, if we come out and all help each other out a bit, that environment is a pleasanter place to be. Quite simple, I think. But yet we're making it a horrible, nasty, aggressive, you know, environment when it doesn't need to be. Next time you're doing it, ask yourself, I'm a great believer of this, you know, stop. And that doesn't mean stop in the middle of the road. What I mean was, stop that thought and think about it. And ask yourself, question yourself, why am I doing this? You know, what's the rush to get to where I want to be? Because most people, when they get there, will waste time on something else, so there wasn't a rush to get there in the first place. Or they'll stare at the phone while they're waiting for somebody, so there wasn't a rush to get there in the first place. But yeah, I don't know. It's you know, because going in the roads, it's not pleasurable anymore. You know, it really isn't. Oh, little rabbit running towards me. I missed it. You know, it really, it's, I don't know. It's getting strange. It's getting strange rapidly. It's just when you're driving next time, just watch people. Just watch. You'll see the looks on their faces when they have to stop. And don't forget, right, when you think about it today, the modern car, okay, most, not all, are automatic. So that's one less movement you have to do. And yet all you have to do is move your foot and move your hands and arms slightly. Where is the hard bit in that? It isn't, is it? You know, it's not like years ago where you had to double your clutch and you know, you didn't have power steering. And you sat in a nice, comfortable place, most people these days, with air conditioning, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Just come on, guys, just think about it. Because, I mean, the other night, you know, I'm driving home and there's a tipper wagon in front of me, and then there's traffic in front of that. Now, the tipper wagon, to be fair, like tipper wagons do, you know, it was keeping up with the traffic in front. Now, my theory on the tipper wagon is it's got a sheet over it, which is brilliant. Don't know what the load is. Right? Could be stone, could be sand, who knows? And yes, there shouldn't be anything loose that comes off it, totally agree, but there can be, okay? There can be a great big stone on it, you know what I mean? So my theory is, I don't need to be right up behind it, okay? The other advantage of not being right up behind it is I can see around it more. Plus the driver in the vehicle can see me more. You know, it's all called common sense, right? But in my rear view mirror, there is somebody literally touching my bumper at 50 miles an hour. Right. Ask yourself, what am I achieving? Besides them being bloody annoying. Okay? You're achieving not, well, the only thing you're achieving is more stress and more energy that you're going to use in yourself, where you could use that energy to more use, you know, to enjoy your life. But sitting up behind somebody like that is not going to make anything different whatsoever. Even if you're in a rush to get to where you were, even if you're late, you are not going to get there any quicker. Okay? Fact. So there's no point doing it. Yeah? And the quicker people learn that, the place will be a better place. You know, you need, you know, my book is centered about stopping and actually reflecting and thinking about why you do things. Yeah. Think about it. Give it a read if you want to. You know, it's not the best of things, but the second book's on the way, but any case. And it's called The Space Between the Noise. And that doesn't mean a disco noise. It means general noise, as in outside noise. Because if we just stop and we just think, the place could be a better place, and we can all make it a better place. Yeah. You know, we are allowed, believe it or not, if somebody's coming towards us, we are allowed to be the one that actually pulls over and stops. We don't have to be the one that thinks, well, I'm not stopping, I'm going to keep going, I'm just going to drive at them. You know, I don't know. Really, please, guys, you know, you pay a lot of money for your car. A lot of people do. They aren't cheap, as we know. You know, and then we drive them like we're on Mario Karts, you know. Yeah. And yes, I think I'm going to sort of, you know, finish me rant on that. Oh, yeah, another one. Here's another one. I turned into a side street, and this van was either doing a U-turn or it was reversing out of a drive or whatever. But anyways, basically, it was just across the road a bit, you know, and fine, not a problem. You know, I turned in, he's there, not a problem at all. So I just give him a bit of room so he can do his maneuver. Just as I literally stopped, the car behind me cannot wait, or I say the car, the person behind me cannot wait, drives straight around me, mounts up the curb to get around this van. Yeah. You know, where are you going to get yourself? You know, you just, all you're going to do is potentially hurt someone, damage your car, ram it up the curb. Yeah. And believe me, you, at some point in that day, you would waste that time that 3 seconds that you saved. You're going to waste it somewhere else. It's pointless, okay? It's pointless. There's only one thing that's dead cert in life, is death. Now, if you want to rush to your death, then crack on. But I would recommend that you do your funeral arrangements now, because you might find that when you get near to the time, you won't have time to do it because you're in that much of a rush. And then you'll expect somebody else to do it for you, okay? Because, believe me, life is short. Don't rush it. And just start thinking, yeah? Start thinking. Get yourself out of autopilot, of that morning, boom, 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 brush, brush. Gotta get foot down, gotta get in my car. I've only got one speed, it's flat out. Nobody's gonna get in my way. You know, everyone, just get out of my way. Change it. Change it. Because you are not living your life if you are living it on autopilot. Okay? You know, when you drive home after a hard day work, I want to relax. Yeah? I want to arrive at my home relaxed. I don't need to jostle and you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with getting on a bit. You know, if there's a space to overtake and, you know, dual carriageway, then fine. I'm not saying, you know, dawdle around at 40 miles an hour. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if you start rushing and start getting yourself wound up and you've got stress about getting home as quick as you can because you might be 30 seconds later than you normally are, yeah. Don't worry, death will be there before. And don't forget, there's one thing that we never know: how much time we have on this planet. That is a dead cert. Some of us can be a very short time. We don't know. Others can be a very long time. We don't know. And that just brings me back to a little thought that I had the other day. When this car was right up behind me, you know, I always think, you know, hare and tortoise, mate. Hare and tortoise. If you haven't heard about the hare and tortoise story, I don't know where you've been, but it's a kid's story. Okay? Think of this another way as well. A hare, I believe, only has a life expectancy of 3 to 7 years. A tortoise, 50 to 100 years. Yeah? Slow down. Give yourself less stress. You might just live a bit longer. Okay? Because that's all we're doing, is stressing ourselves. Yeah. I set off early. I'm early this morning because I want to go for a little walk. A little walk while there's less people, less traffic. Yeah. I mean, I've driven now, how long have I made this video yet? And it's hardly a soul about. I love it. Why do I want to sit and wait till 7 o'clock to join that mad rush that everyone seems to have to get through their day? To waste their day, in fact, because that's what you're doing. You're wasting it. And every day is precious. Right. Rant over, I think. But you can see where I'm coming from. It's just, you know. But just remember, we're all part of that environment, okay? If we all make that environment slightly better, it will change. You will notice it. Quite simple. Okay. Right. It's Friday, by the way. So the weekend's nearly here. So enjoy, you know, and just take it steady, guys. Take it steady. Help each other out. Life's much easier. Okay? You know, if you're sat in a traffic jam, reflect. Just reflect a bit. Take your mind off it. Because don't forget, we're all part of that traffic jam, by the way. Yeah? People forget that. You know, you are part of it. You are making that traffic jam if you are sat in it. Okay? So just reframe things. Right, take care. I think I've said this a few times, but yeah, enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.